Welcome back to Choosing Nation Sports. This is your boy Mjere, and I'm joined again by my guy Ernest. We just two ordinary guys discussing soccer events that happened over the past weekend. And Tanga, welcome back.
Abuti, dumelang.
Dincham fan.
Man, monate, weekend te monate ya sports, o ibone bjang mara.
Akisi kita re monate or bjang, mara there's a lot of surprising results that took. Fana aula kas arto go Spain in fana kada Classico. We won bjang.
Wow, I think on our previous video, I think I did mention hor Zidane on the upper hand because Zidane na nyoko prove and Zidane na tla from previous two results tse lo bandi disappointed tse negative tse na sa di thabela. I'm glad oro thomile ka Valverde. Abia Modric go even though Modric o tlile a ira di changes aba gora da. I think Ronald Koeman is not winning Go Barcelona at all, Joe. I think there's so much negativity around the club at this moment. So everything is not clicking at that team, Joe. And Arwa per level the game El Classico, we level it come because Zidane and I playing it tactically. They were out of the blocks from the first minute, answer.
But if you
So
if you look at the stats, Barcelona had more position than Real Madrid. For me, I think Roman Koeman, especially in the second half, I think he left out the substitutes high. We really substitutes high late. Because, for example, Griezmann was hungry, Marnalamo banging. He didn't put him in. For me, Coutinho was not even in the game from the word go. For me, he should have just answered Coutinho, put in Griezmann as soon as possible for that Bakonata. Because if you look at it, Ansu Fati, for me, and Dust, the right back, for me, were the players of the match, my guy. I don't know where
Okay. I will start with your first point there, Hore, the dominated position. If you look at El Clasico for the past 10 years or so, or even coming back to 5 years back, you will understand the Madrid, they are used to giving Barcelona the position.
Yeah.
Always. Each and every game, I can tell you, during the reign, it's our Ancelotti, reign it's our Jose Mourinho, reign it's our Zidane first attempt at home at go to barking first thing this Real Madrid. Or they are willing to give Barcelona a position. But bearing in mind, tactically they are aware or where they're gonna head Barcelona. And coming to Coutinho, I think Coutinho is the main Roland Koeman. Coutinho, I don't think he will be benched. That's why he will insist on playing him despite form. Game El Clasico, I agree with you. Coutinho didn't have one of those great games. Okono produce a magic. Even Messi was quiet on the day. There are a few tackles. Bargemang Fanola or Moharula. Namagile ka net na sa dlale tsona tseo mmetshile ka two tackles tse di latelanang ka mo 18 molo ba nna blocker towards the goal.
But it's a game-saving tackle from Casemiro coming from behind.
Casemiro was brilliant. Joe Casemiro was what a wonderful game Casemiro had, Joe. Casemiro was outstanding. I mean, like you can see even after the game, Zidane, it shows appreciation or the guy had a brilliant game.
But besides that, coming to the point again, Coutinho, can you wrap up with this game? Coutinho coming into this game, he was on form. Hence why Koeman chose him. He was on form. Coutinho is coming back to his own. I think this formation for Koeman, it works for him because he plays the number 10. Messi plays the false 9. So the number 10, I think you're not Eloring Isuta Coutinho. Even look, Liverpool was playing that. So Casemiro, Valverde in the middle of the park, they had a great game against Barcelona.
Yeah, Coutinho, it's undisputed. The hurry. Hard from number 10, more dangerous than all sighting. But unfortunately, there's no way they can move Messi around like that. So the thing, I remember there was somebody who let we even mentioned it, or everything will still be focusing on Pelelgo Messi.
He's the main man of that team.
people will always sacrifice for Messi. A lot of players in that team, they will sacrifice for Messi. Same as Coutinho. He's sacrificing a comfortable position for Messi. I mean, reality, and transparent. It will never change. Messi is the main guy for Barcelona. Despite the Roman Kumani, you are missing something. Antonio Griezmann was left out of the squad. And it raises so many questions. That's why there's so much negativity.
But it's not a surprise, Griezmann being left out. From the word goes since I joined Barcelona, he was never really a first-team player. Even when Messi was playing with Suarez, he was always starting from the bench, coming in. He was never a first-team player.
I remember first, I think it's the first or the second interview, ya Ronald Koeman. Nabalela kam Kolobani. Griezmann because there was a cloud, Elobani, and uncertainty about Griezmann. Will he go back to Atletico or will he move or will he Mantua Koeman, I quote. Koeman no insisted or Griezmann remains an integral part of Barcelona. Same as Coutinho because Nabambu Saga and Algoy go Bayern Munich. He mentioned few players. Yeah, who mentions a few players and our voter they are guaranteed to Bailo Dal and they are guaranteed to by key players. But something has changed. Coutinho is the one who's playing. Mara Griezmann, he's been isolated for some time now.
Maybe he felt that game was not suiting Griezmann, hence Natalaga Pedro. But for me, I think but Koeman will actually. I thought also then Tomaka Griezmann are Fati and then are Messi, But anyways, what a great game, El Classico that we've seen.
To wrap it up, I would say tactically Zidane was brilliant. He outsmarted Ronald Koeman because of he knew where to hit Ronald Koeman. I mean, there was a point the Molovani Zidane atomo level lahore. Okay, mfanala Dexter Kela. Tight. Then they drifted more killing. Valverde was Napunya Mohari, and you could see her goals were coming. And I mean, for now, it's a respectable score, 31. It could have been worse than that on the day.
But what happened to Testegen? Is he still injured or what? He's not available to play.
Testegen was injured, also healed properly. Wajima, but also be fully fit. So Testegen, there was no way to come to this.
So do you think Madrid, the way they played against Barcelona, would defend their title this season?
It is too early to tell because of you can see Kam Kolovani Zidane really a shaky start. You remember how it is. I even mentioned it on my previous video. As much as relevant Zidane approach is high. Zidane on the squad Seloban sa Asia, Seloban but we win so much kasona. They will we expected them or they will rise to the occasion Classico because of their facing the enemy. So now we're gonna see at the next game, will they remain consistent? It's a question because of it's easier to be motivated against bigger teams than over motivated against smaller teams. So or let's give him 5 games to 10 games. How consistent can he be?
Yeah, I think Mara for that performance really let's all wanna up to say we are real contenders. Now coming back home, my guy, the DStv Premiership got off to a shaky start, got off to a start alluring. I don't know. What did you see the game? Kaizer Chiefs, Mamelodi Sundowns winning 3-0. Was it a true reflection of the game, or was it a case of the better team took their chances?
I think if over honest and brutally honest, a win giving hand against Marisburg. Sorry to move away from the question. I'm still coming to it, but in an indirect way. A win at Marisburg, it gave us hope because of you could see Bafana Balabaki is a Chiefs. They are still young and but promise us so much. But coming against Sundowns, I mean, everybody knew, despite the loss at Celtic, we always knew, we always saw how there's so much quality come campaign, come Clorcop. You could see from Hegemi Toma, Let's line up, let's bench. I mean, bench yeah, Sundowns can compete with any team of PSL at this moment.
Even the
There's so much depth in Sundowns. It was always a question of bailo jelaning, bailo tsana kwe kanang kanang horba jele. But they showed so much. There's so much potential mo benching. Notos aginyo ko wala starting lineup mechomi because of starting lineup. You could see. I mean, if you are in a position to line up Erasmus line up Peter Shalulile, what a player Peter Shalulile he was. I mean, he had a brilliant game. He was winning each and every ball. Any ball coming from the air, any ball Eloban Bamik Fire Molotov. He was always the quickest to cut Kodoso.
But
Even,
let me just cut you in there. If relevant
okay.
Team, what did you make of because I think from last season there've been calls for Itumilan Kune to come back in the starting lineup. What did you make of Kune's performance? Because for me, I felt he wasn't at his best. He made silly mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes that caused the team. Only a mistake I really you must thank Kodoso or Patela was on the line to clear the ball. But for me, it was a shaky performance from him. What do you think when we won
Not to be too critical to Kune. I think Kune is still one of the best goalkeepers coming to South African football. Mm-hmm. You cannot overrule on any day, but he had a bad game. Mm-hmm. And if ever Olebelete game goal we consider out of the box, I think Nile said piece as a puncha boloila. Towards end of first half, they even
I heard that word. Yeah, I heard. Was it the
foul? I don't think it was a foul because of coming from Engelela Kune didn't stretch enough or measure distance or it was a mistake on his behalf and he had a bad game. Abali game monate nasa monate ka weekend all costile teamy and I think goal I mean Leona Ela Erasmus utuile and Erasmus again affiliate that ball. Because defense and 90 more and 90 Magile Erasmus, but decide to rush out of his goal line. So he had a bad game.
But my guy, listen. But my guy, I've got another situation. If no level to give me Mavania Leicester and Arsenal, the same situation that happened to Kune happened to Schmeichel, and it was given as a foul. So, what's the difference between the two incidents? For me, the two players were impeding the goalkeeper, hence why the free kick was given to Leicester. Why not to Chiefs? Because you saw starting points that guy was standing still. He couldn't move from Zwane. So why the referee not decide as a free kick or by Winnebang? He was not impeding. For maybe I think maybe for the fact that at the end Zwane moved away from him and then Akono because maybe they thought Nasam impeded. But if you look at it first glance, he was impeding him. It's the same. It's a foul.
Zwane, he was clever because remember Zwane what he did? Distabile amutlohela. So na wela mutlohela. We did the for that split seconds. Nagas fitlele bolo. And by the time referee a level happy if video ela ka engele ba ka bontshanga yona. You didn't see her Zwane umimpede that much. Akama factor aga fitla go bolo. So ke moloban difference e ka teng because of Zwane umimpedile for the seconds and the seconds ele di bile costly because of dirler go be le delay gore kuna fitla go bolong in time. Because of how lebella ka kuna stretchang. Was stretch enough, but he was late. So, but for now, it is. Ngasi if too much attention, it was still a good goal for Sundowns because of it is part of the game. You expect such things, Moloban. Referee cannot see everything 100%. I'm sorry.
So what can we expect from this team, Sundowns team? Can they defend as well? It's the same question with this thing. For me, what I've again leveled in that game, the mentality, the approach, Mamelodi Sundowns for me was one of the best that we've seen in many years of the Sundowns team. I'm not taking anything away from Coach Peter, but the tactics, Mangova or the two joint coaches, Mangova and Rulani, were brilliant. Even when they were leading 2-0, that guy decided to go offensive. He didn't defend. He didn't say like, no, this is Kaizer Chiefs. let's pack the bus, we've already won. Instead, he put more offensive players. He put more attacking players. He wanted to. It reminded me of MTN 8 final that his Golden Arrows team played, Bajang Ajax 8-0. It shows you that he's a coach. He wants to attack. He doesn't sit Arne. It's 2-0. Let's pack the bus and all that. What do you make of the tactics, Mangoba and Coach Rulani and Coach Steve?
Tactically, they were brilliant. They were ruthless because of, you can see from the first goal, or they had attacking-minded players going forward. From midfield going forward to come side in the wingers in the middle. They went all out for win. They wanted these 3 points more than anything. And I don't see a lot of teams Bagaya Totu Chole Sundowns this season. It will be very hard. Only very few teams they will go and challenge Sundowns and get out with maybe a draw or a win. Because of Sundowns has got so much quality. I mean, Erasmus and Shalulile were winning going forward. I don't think Zwane had one of his best showings on the day, even though he was effective on the day. But Nali, quite somehow, he didn't have a perfect game. He come quite and Zwane, Ajala Shushain footballer high and effective. But you can still see Hore Sundowns dominating going forward. I'm still in question about defense. I don't think defense it is solid enough. If you come back and only lady chances and Chiefs could have grabbed at least 2 to 3 goals on the day. And gave utilize the chances chances that youngster. There were quite few chances they could have turned the whole thing to something else. I mean, Scosella and Gabeka generous level let's come Komu. And gave utilize the chances Chiefs. But unfortunately they didn't.
So
and you see hand.
So this chief side, sorry, this chief side, any positives that Gavin Hunt can take from it, or really just a bad day at the office?
Definitely, Hunt will take some positives because of, remember, Hunt was playing with 6 youngsters, and Hodala 6 youngsters against, I mean, team of Sundowns caliber. It's Wonder how brave Gavin Hunt is. Wonder how Gavin Hunt he is so trust Bafana Baleka pelo hayo. Ona le passion ka these youngsters and ona le wa tshepa molobane. He's willing to take a risk ka bona. I mean Joe, o lebeletse Bafana Bale 6 mfano mwana krile bargain opportunity ka mola ka mo 18. And Engeba Gorile that goal, Naiko Mofa confidence going forward. I mean, Hunt as much as Nali critical. We will critical because of knowing and seeing Bafana Balekam cover Jimangate. Hadwe Kelovan with by Bamofayona. He believed Hore. He was hopeful. Yeah, Naiko crashed something out of that game. But unfortunately, I agree. Bafana Bale, they will do much. This is in progress because of, you can see they are not actually that bad. Bafana Bale, as time goes on, they will rise from being boys to men.
Yeah, I saw TTM Swallows played their first game. TS Galaxy as well. They played to a draw as well. That one we'll touch after that. I just want us to go. England to go PSL. I think Tuesday and Wednesday there's a set of fixtures as well. Chiefs playing cheaper, Sundowns playing TTM. We'll see how that pans out. Now coming to England, but the League of Champions, the League of Elites. Hey, now the league leaders got beaten 2-0 yesterday. But before they Everton, Manchester United, Chelsea, a 0-0 draw. We won't even give how did both coaches approach the game? Who is the happier of the two managers for that draw result?
I don't think any one of them the results rates anyone a favor. Because of both managers Nabanyaka win. Desperately so because of they haven't had a good run, both of the teams. I mean, by inconsistent. And remember how the manager at too, especially Frank Lampard, who spending so much on the market. And for a draw was so disappointing. That's why he was fuming. Naseta Lola penalty Elaya Bargamanya Maguire hold the guy. I mean one more frustrated because he wanted the win out of that game. And Ole, I was so disappointed. Ole keeps on disappointing. Why should Ole change a winning team? Why should Ole change a winning team? PSG. I mean, PSG, Braga Champions League. They are one of the best European teams. And if ever your best team comes out and win against one, and you come back home, go leaguing, you are playing against your another rival, Chelsea, then Otomaga will change our formation. Why would you do that?
But just to cut that, he said post-match interview, he said the team that he played against Chelsea is the very same team that played against Newcastle, and they won as well. They won 4-1. So they also deserve a chance to play because they also won. So like it's complicated, Mara. It's simple.
Then it comes back to him because of it shows or inconsistent. Remember, you need to have your starting lineup is solid, and you must be consistent in the starting lineup. So if when you are chopping and changing, how will you play how the jailer? How will you have that means best 11 high. He will be confused between team and PSG, team and Newcastle. So all on the problem, and if I saw the, he will remain out of the top 4 for this coming end of the season because of how consistent the man.
So this, yeah, I don't know what's happening with his Manchester United player. For me, even the captain of Manchester United shouldn't be the captain. There's a lot of players that you can pick as captain. For me, I think Maguire should just sit down. Maybe even your De Gea also put them down. There's a lot of competition in that positions. You have Dean Anderson who just came from Sheffield who had a great season last season. He's sitting on the bench. He played 2 games. He got 2 clean sheets. He made crucial saves, but he's still on the bench. What must he do to get it? Anyways, Frank Lampard. What do you think is missing at TDM? Because he signed a lot of players. He signed, I think, 6 players. He's got, as you said before, he's got the most promising youngsters in the world. What's missing at TDM? Why he's not getting the result that he wants?
Sorry, who cut that? How can you bench a guy or Magile Mbappe and come back against Maguire? You ask yourself, a guy who Kono Magang, one of the best players,
2 of them.
Yeah?
2 of them, Mbappe and Neymar.
And you come back and you bench that guy. How can you do that? And I think we have talked enough, Kaole. Let's move on to Frank Lampard. Frank Lampard is frustrated. Frank Lampard don't have so much pressure on his shoulders. Frank Lampard has been given everything that he needed. Frank Lampard is the most, if out of all the managers, some EPL, Frank Lampard, everything. He was the most busiest manager on the busy transfer market. He signed the most top talented young players across the globe, called Europe. And being given that, you expect for Lampard to win. And that's why there's so much pressure because of, you look at him now, he's struggling, are consistent. The previous win, Hero 11, previously, you can see who the guy on the pressure. And there's so much promise, but at the end of the day, the results are not coming.
So do you think he'll last the whole season? Do you think he'll finish the season, Frank Lampard?
If he continues like this, I don't see him coming back in January because schedules are December. He will be playing about 17 games, excluding Champions League. We expect 17 games. Out of these 17 games, that's why by January, maybe even before January. Lampard, as we speak now, maybe they must Hokagara Bromovic, Ali Bizanya replacement as we speak. Because of everything, the guy. And the guy is not performing. The guy, Joe, on each and every game by Jalang, there's something there, but the results are vital.
So,
because of
so we see Lampard. I think Lampard is, I don't know, maybe his team is not gelling yet, maybe he's not getting the right combinations. But at least the good sign is Werner has now started scoring. Maybe he'll get better with time. Now coming to your friend, my guy, Mr. Pep, there at the Etihad. What's happening at Etihad, my guy? He's not winning. He's not getting the results. What's happening there? We thought maybe Aguero coming back, they might change or something, but it's the same thing.
Pep was struggle. Pep was struggle, and I'm feeling for him. I mean, key players injury, but Araska daga kale tlhokwana mo. Pepe enke mo lebeletse bench ha ya weekend day. You can see her there's still quality mo teaming ya Man City. Despite Fernandinho nale out o kry injury, he still managed to bench De Bruyne. I mean, how do you bench De Bruyne if ever now Laure Bargemang Fernandinho out? O bench abang your key player.
But remember,
O bench abang
the Verona was injured. He's coming off an injury, so he was trying to protect him. That's why someone said in the first half, because he's coming from an injury. They had like a 75% chance of him not playing. So Lumodala, I think he took a risk. Mara, obviously, every level later now would say, why would you put De Bruyne on? Why would you put Phil Foden on? For me, the exclusion of Phil Foden, I can understand it because he is the boy that was supposed to replace David Silva, but he's not playing him. He came in, he scored a goal. What must he do? Akit, what must he do, the guy?
Despite the De Bruyne injury, he could have started De Bruyne because of quality of De Bruyne cannot be matched Man City by anyone. Quality of De Bruyne it's so rare. Molowan, you cannot start him benching because of if ever Okala from injury and match feed then Omotenta second half Molowan, it was a possibility or maybe Wajewa. Omo Jaris under pressure. Kimolowan Oka elevator injury happy one sir. So none I expect or Amotome Jaris 45 months. And Phil Foden I could say because of if now level before David Silva retire, Phil Foden was excelling more positioning even after lockdown. Now I want to Phil Foden as the key player for this coming season. But unfortunately, I get to write papers from Jadisa. And looking at quality of Man City and starting lineup starting. I mean Bernardo Silva, Manrese, Aguero, Sterling. You don't expect them Horba draw West Ham. You expect so much out of them, but Henyanung, the mood is so low. I mean, it's on zero. Man City, Moloban, even Bafana, they lack motivation. Leba Gala, Abagale, football, it's so exciting anymore. I mean, there was a time, Moloban, you didn't care or City Gala, but you will still watch. You will still want to watch the game because of Wizor, Bailofa intensity, Bailofa everything. But now Bafana Balaba suffer everything on the day.
Now, coming to Liverpool now, I know we can discuss all the teams we won. We won't even finish it. Coming to Klopp's side now, they had to fight for the points against a Sheffield United team. First of all, Sheffield United penalty, was it a penalty or was it not a penalty?
To start, Artomega penalty. It was not a penalty. Nail outside of the box. It was not even a foul. Because of remember, if ever Fabinho or Raha ball before Moto Hour, then it's not a foul. Not to even to mention penalty, it is not a foul.
It reminds me of game Orlando Pirates. I don't know if you saw Orlando Pirates game against Amazon. Penalty Orlando Pirates outside the box.
No, why did the sad part about these two things, Selvan, the accident that Delza EPL? It is said what is happening with EPL. I mean, VAR has been
exactly.
It's been a shame, Joe. It's been a shame or banally VAR, and they're still getting the results. They're still getting, the results that I saw. I mean, Klopp operator out of 6 games, 3 games VAR maybe against one, and Ogasimo blame me because of Olevella against Everton, Olevella games the previous 11 by Bill VAR, it's embarrassing if no VAR at this moment to go EPL because of I agree anything right. I mean, previously end of season e fetileng the meetings ba di pabileng le tsona ke hore the referee they will go more to the monitor go ye ba yo lebella hore who etsang, but I can tell you the referee they're even going less to the monitor these times. And hero lebella Klopp nobody expected or Klopp aga buaka Alisson Baker. It was a surprise shock. It shocked even the opposition or oh kamo keeping Gamola no honale number 1 ya bona he's back. And I expect the Klopp or aga dlala 4 go pele from Mane, Salah, Firmino, Diego Jota. I mean, the guy, my bra, Klopp, he's always surprising us. And Hiram Levella, comfortable as much as there's so much pressure. Moyena in regards to the player that has a jate, I mean, Celobandia Hobal and get key players to high, but he's still managing or action ability. I can get excuse. And I really excuse evenly before game. Oh, but as much as we don't have Van Dijk, I'm expecting us to win.
But you know what I like about Klopp as well? The players that he signed, he doesn't just sign players for the sake of signing. Or sign the player that would fit perfectly into his team. Look at how Diego Jota is fitting into the team. You would say Calatala, Liverpool. Look at how Thiago also fitted in perfectly. You would say as well, these are the players that have been playing for ages, but it's recently signed players.
If there's one thing Elovan Klopp we gotta write, go ha sign a player, we sign a level that team, igala same style as Liverpool now because of once you sign a player Elovan, igala different system. It's an Korea adapt go team in your house. Mara Klopp, I mean from money. Mano tlhago sa Selberg with the formation Elovan Klopp o tlhala ga yona, style philosophy. One swara. Keita, Minamino, we can go on. Team tse club ba sign go tsona o sign di team ko team tse lo bandi gala the same style ka same philosophy ya gala nga yona. And ba adapta easy. Thiago Alcantara, what a player. It's a world class player Elobani. I mean on a different time and different times tse lo bana rena COVID. Ngaba mo kreile ga 90 million plus, but bona mo kreile ga bokae. It was a bargain, bra. I mean, it's a world-class player, but so cheap. I mean, Club Joe, if ever negotiate deal, come cool. I mean, he made one of the shocking and the best signing of all time so far for Liverpool under his reign. And I've liked the Kolobana. I think I had the excuse, but I had the solution. Lebella Gomez, he's starting to show the real Gomez. Soloban Narenter one of the grips is high. Ubila man of the match. Game fitiling. Game here Champions League against Ajax, he was brilliant. Game here, he was outstanding. I mean, the run at the play, the build-up, the long passes at the Okonobonor, Joe Gomez is coming back to form. Fabinho, what a player. Fabinho who adapted from midfield to defense with ease. And also class high. Fabinho is my brother. Fabinho, we doubted him when club benched him and we were surprised or why Dimana bench Regaso. But you could see how Fabinho adapted to EPL so brilliantly. Who fit the timings are high towards who challenge a player one-on-one with interceptions are high. The guy has been outstanding, my brother, since Van Dijk out.
So coming to the other Merseyside team, which is Everton, the current league leaders. What happened yesterday? They've been playing so well, unbeaten, coming against the Saints, 2-0. I don't know, because what I've noticed was Rodriguez, James. I think they were quickly to play him because he was injured for some stage. Yeah, I'm seeing the message.
Yeah, can you repeat that? So really some problems.
No problem. I'm saying the Merseyside team, Everton. What happened yesterday? Because I knew Rodriguez was injured. He was not supposed to play, but he had one training season. They forced him to play. He didn't have a good game. Almost the whole Everton team yesterday didn't show up to the pitch. What could have gone wrong from all the games about Talang performing, outshining Liverpool and all that? What happened yesterday against Southampton? Or was Southampton the better team on the day?
Let's give credit to Southampton. Southampton, as much they had a poor run at some point, but we always knew her. Southampton from even the previous season, they performed well. They were, I mean, the team is expector and they were brilliant against Everton. And on the day, they won every duel and they've got quality players Southampton. And coming to Ancelotti's side, I always question to her what's gonna happen if ever Rodriguez, Allen, Calvin, Richardson, if the players are available, Hoiralanga that team because of, you can see who they're very pivotal players more that team Ancelotti. Bafana ba lo bana ke bolela ga bona ke bolela ga di players tse lo bana they've been consistent since EPL thoma and they're linking up so well ala ene ke backup o ba tshwere pila mo medleleng mola and ha ro lebella go pele Richardson o bile le di assist tse baya tse lo bane motho lo bane o benefita ga tsona ke Calvin and Rodriguez has been brilliant but unfortunately Nasi Fidi and it's always going to be a question mark because of if Ancelotti keep that team fit and discipline because there's so much lack of discipline. Rewone what happened against Liverpool. Richardson tackle I didn't necessarily more Qatar. Pickford need Agizur Pickford to clear Langana, but he needs to step up. Rooney even came to say Pickford need to stop conceding and need automobile discipline because of if ever it's not happening, England at some point because of he's been poor. We let a poor start to the season.
So yesterday, because for me, now I would say they really missed Richarlison because you can see Iwobi is not as versatile, he's not as dangerous, he's not speedy as Richarlison. Because if you can level that side, Iwobi was dead. Lucadini was even coming to help him, but they were not linking up. Akiti Noida Halang, they're not gelling. So for me, I would say Everton really, really missed Richarlison yesterday. They put in Kofi Sigurdsson as well. For me, Kofi Sigurdsson yesterday, he played well to deserve the call-up in Babia Andre Gomez. But the Richarlison, I think that is the most important player that they missed yesterday.
Yeah, that's why Kelvin di golu tsa di korleng tse ntši di assisti di tla go ba re ke mang go Rodriguez le ka ntle ka mo Richarlison o na le pace o na le skill one-on-one is good and if ever there is a player over Ancelotti na imisa I agree with you 100% ke Richarlison offers so much ko Everton and he's willing to even come back and defend but that thing Alobi aga Sophie on obvious. Alobi only the attributes are high. You cannot say he's a bad player, but cannot give you the same thing as Loban Richarlison offers on. So yesterday Nabamumi Satata Richarlison and Carlo he did even mention it after red card Liverpool or it is a bad red card Lovani. That boy Misa for those games Lovan aga staying as a done.
Last game of the night yesterday, London team versus the unbeaten team of 2020, Arsenal versus Leicester City. And keep in mind, Leicester were without their lethal striker in the starting lineup. Jamie Vardy was out. Baines Nadala that falls 9th position in Lagopele. Arsenal missed chances. For me, they could have killed the game first half, but they failed to take their chances. And then one of the commentators said, Tore, this is Brendan Rodgers' a tactic. He wants to absorb all the pressure. Coming second half, against Vardy, and he's going to punish them. And he did what he does best. He came on. He was the difference between the two teams.
What a season Jamie Vardy is having. Eh? I mean, Jamie was starting the season is on a high, and he's continuing where he has left off actually from last season. Vardy is a guy, Olobani, you don't expect anything from double figures on his goals. Each and every season, he's been consistent for so many years now. Ever since Spatia League, I mean, Vardy has been outstanding. And Medicine, he's getting back to his best again. And Arsenal, I think Arsenal, even prior to this game, if Evan Gabu an interview ya Teta before game, he was saying, Brendan Rodgers who deserves so much credit for the work that he has done because of he has changed style sa left sa udlala and okonomona kamko adlalang building up from the back midfield ho fitla go pele ba khono betha ka counter ba khono betha ka build up transition tsa bona they are perfect because of there's so much work selobane Brendan Rodgers o di install mo batho ba faneng bale. I mean Brendan Rodgers we inherit a team elobane it has won the league before. As much as Baba Regile Bafana Vale Mola Mola, but there's still so much quality, and you have to give credit to the scout Total Leicester because of Leicester, as much as Baba Taylor the key players Savona. They still continue to produce good quality players. Ben Chiwelo Tamaile, but you didn't see even the void Teloban Wishilemo. They still managed to replace him.
There's a guy,
I mean,
Fofana.
yes.
That just played yesterday. Like I said, he played Justin as well. There's a player that they signed for Atalanta, Ketwell. That one also.
Yo.
Whoa, what a signing they did. He's the one that is supposed to replace Ben Chilwell, and so far so good. He's replaying Leicester. For me, Arsenal, they have the most balanced team. First off, what happened first off is they were not getting pressed enough because Oka level Barnes is not your typical number 9 striker. He doesn't chase defenders. Jimmy Vardy does. So that's why they had all the freedom they could play. Livella, your David Luiz, he was playing long balls and very good long balls. I think really Bellerin on 2 instances he could have scored, he could have provided, but he didn't. He wasted his chance. That was because he didn't have pressure for him. He holded the ball, he looked up, he saw a pass and he did that pass. Second half, coming to second half, Jimmy Vardy was not giving them. Jimmy Vardy chases. He chases even a loose ball. He chases defenders. How against Jimmy Vardy, he will make you feel like miracle. But coming back to Arsenal, what is Arteta did wrong? King said was really wrong yesterday. Because for me, they should have won that game. First half.
When you're talking about Vardy, you're talking about a pressing monster. I mean, chaser since Bamutenza up until game fella, you can see there's so much hunger out of Vardy. I mean, to give us so much, my bra, Vardy is giving you everything I need a player. And that's why there are so many players around the world, but they cannot match hunger Vardy and Lignon. Because Vardy wa chaser, Vardy has to bolo, you can expect anything. You create anything. And once aga feta defense or it's a goal. Mikel Arteta, whatever it is happening and like a game you can see her Mikel Arteta has a team on paper. You don't expect Arsenal to lose. There's so much quality in Arsenal starting lineup. I mean, from Komorao up until Onzoda. Somebody all over he's coming back to form is David Luiz. But we are not seeing it yet. But watch the space. As he's playing regularly, David Luiz will be key player for Mikel Arteta because of his passing ability, because of his control of the ball. He will give so much. I think Thomas Partey, he was not entirely at a party, but you can see, or he will adapt. I mean, EPL is so hard, Molovan. We have seen so much talent they were coming across the globe. EPL. They struggle to adapt. Don't underestimate EPL intensity level, professionalism. Being there 100%, you must give 120. 110 is no longer enough for EPL.
But coming to Thomas Partey, he was having a party midweek Europa. So he had high expectations coming to Leicester yesterday. The other thing, now, the player that I would pick for you, Lacazette. So many chances that he missed. Do you think if Aubameyang plays in that position, he could do better? And remember again, he's going on a streak lowering. The last time Aida was in 2013 or 15, I think. Aubameyang, 5 games, no goals. Is it the way he's playing on the side, or if they move him, he could give them something more or something different than Lacazette?
I don't think if we level the chances there, the Lacazette, he's not a bad player. Lacazette is a good player. Lacazette is a good footballer, but I think he's out of form at the moment because of another confidence. How level the chances there, the for a player in confidence and ability Lacazette or meeting, he could have scored a brace or even a hat-trick yesterday. Once more. But unfortunately, Lacazette ana confidence currently, and umo droughting is serious. Mujita o tswere ke lenyora. Kore wa mona hore. Kam kwelenga te ndi golu. Lenyora la di golu ke le ntshi asana confidence, and Ateta only believe mo yena. And the thing ke hore o he ka tsa Aubameyang wa motlisa mola. Definitely Aubameyang will score goals. Mara remember Aubameyang o more effective Haka Adrift in one side. And Aubameyang originally look on go Dortmund. He never played central, he's always on the side, and he's more effective. Even la jala di counter high, counter attack, only pace, only skill. He's brilliantly cutting Aka from Akatelaga Mohar. So that's why Molobani, as any coach or manager, you prefer Hodala play a more positioning Eloban, a comfortable Moyon. Unfortunately, I think as time goes by, Arteta needs to be clever, or he needs to be or like experiment. He needs to change come Kovelang, Atente, Aubameyang Mohar, Rebone something. I've been impressed. Saka has been outstanding. I mean, Saka, he's one guy. Olobane, we Askale, I introduce you to EPL, but the level he's there. He's up there with this youngster Selovanra you mentioned about Jordan Sancho. He's been consistent. He hasn't reached level Elovani. It is there with the world's best, but you can see potential in Elovani. Saka. I mean, you remember level at the Saka, Naloena. I think Naganaloena level at Saka. Nabajale menu.
Manchester United,
Yeah, first game, yeah, debut high, and you can see Saka at that point and also Mumili. But he's a clever boy, he's a clever player, he's a clever footballer. Molobani. Okono realize he doesn't need strength that much, but as much as what TL last time goes by. But what a player Saka has been, he's been outstanding.
But you must remember as well, Arsenal or banging, but they have that Brazilian Martinelli, they still have Nketiah. That's why I'm saying Arteta he's got a player, bench sharp, experiment, put Lacazette content. For me, Lacazette too late yesterday because Nketiah, but it was too late for him to make a difference. The Leicester were already leading. Now you're coming into a team, you need to go score. They're leading you. It's very difficult, especially for young players to come in there. Sometimes the pressure, but I know some people would say, as a professional, you need to be able to take pressure. But just to make a difference out there. But anyways, Arsenal, the Gunners, will see them another day. What's happening in Pilo, my guy? Juventus are they really struggling without Ronaldo, or Pilo is not getting his team right?
I don't think Pilo is getting his team right because of Pilo has been struggling from day one. Pilo has been struggling. Pilo has been drawing. I mean, Odroali team is a low one. I expect the team ya caliber Juventus or I mean, Juventus is one of the best teams. I mean, if you level Italian football, there's no way you wouldn't even think about Juventus in a split second. And you can see her if drastic changes don't happen overnight. Getting overnight. Henenon Badala against Barcelona on Wednesday for Champions League. There will be pressure from Barcelona who lose against the El Classico. And you can see Henenung as much as Bailo Jalla against the host Kimanga hostang.
I think they're playing at the Camp Nou, if I'm not mistaken.
Bajalla came doing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter Bajalla guy. But it doesn't matter even Engeva Jalla go Juventus go Turin. You can see and you can see how level
So
Bajalla
yeah.
I can tell you there will be underdogs once Bajalla go Turin because of they having I mean how level team abadlala monate ju the build up tsa boteng a di monate team I touch a ball more than come correcting but dominator position ka teng and ebe lo dlala against Barcelona definitely Barcelona yo ba dominator go Turin and I'm expecting Barcelona to take that game by winning Morova because of Pirlo he's not getting the team right. I don't think there is enough Aba manager at all. Not for Naba manager P.
Do you think the return of Ronaldo, because it's still a 50-50 chance, or he might play, he might not play. So do you think if he plays, it will make a difference against Messi's Barcelona?
100%. Ronaldo Agaslota in on Wednesday. He will give them confidence going forward. I mean, Ronaldo is a world-class player, Joe. Everybody will get confidence. If ever Luena Hegajan Ronaldo bar Odala Luena Odala Lena Michumi Bona on Oroskaval confidence. He will give Pilo options and Huirahala Anka Dibala. That's why I get Pilo. I managed that team so well because of Henanung Pilo. There's no way in your mind, in your wildest thoughts, or ahona quality, kamoti minyela, kabani. Juventus is very quality players. Juventus, as much as I assign a Tata, Juventus had players and they still have players still capable. But I don't think Pilo is winning. Pilo, I get that team right at this moment. I also create anything positive.
Tuesday, there's a whole lot of fixtures coming, Champions League, and Wednesday, DStv also coming in. Just to wrap it up, the last final thing I have to say to you, Lewis Hamilton, world record surpassing Michael Schumacher. Have you ever thought of that?
I'm so proud about Lewis Hamilton. I mean, who have ever thought there will be a person in our lifetime Oloban Oto fikela di record tsa Michael Schumacher. I mean, nagelebeletse mfanelo Michael Schumacher mo faskoko ro sela sa go bontsha robile record sale. I was so proud. I was so emotional because of Genial Lewis Hamilton hasn't been easy. And he has worked so hard, the guy. Why deserve everything that is coming for him? Who deserve so much? Solovan is happening, and and he's a guy Olovan. We are so proud of him, and he's a guy Olovan. He's representing so many people across the world, and he's not shy. And I represent. I mean, he was even representing the Nigerians in Malovanyana Mall. The guy, he's a guy all over, and everyone in this world should be proud of. And as much as there's so many people all over, they still wouldn't cheer for him. And I'm so happy for the guy, and I wish him all the best going forward. May he continue to be this great and continue to raise the flag so high.
Yeah, I also believe he'll set records of his own. Anyways, congratulations, Lewis Hamilton. Fanaka, the last thing, predictions of today's games. Brighton versus West Brom, who winner? Yes, I just want the result. Don't say analysis because no. Who's gonna win? Brighton, West Brom.
If ever I hope I'll draw, I'll give it to Brighton.
Okay. Then Mourinho versus Sean Dykes, Burnley versus Tottenham.
Mourinho, we win. Definitely, because remember, to be quick, sorry for Jalanako. Mourinho is coming back from a negative result, Navali 3 and Babu Habeba draw. So Mourinho o shoutile o Bafana. He has had enough time after the game, after game, enough time for Aka rectify the mistake. Yeah, so I think he will take the game easily.
Tanga, thank you so much again. Remember, it's just two guys having a chat about soccer. We'll meet again, I think maybe Wednesday or Friday, just to discuss the Champions League games that happened over the weekend. or over the week, and also touch base again, previews of the weekend games. This is your boy Mjere on Chosen Nation FM Sports.
Sontang.